Happy Last of Us Day, previously known as Outbreak Day, but changed in light of COVID. Naughty Dog puts on an annual celebration of all things The Last of Us. And the date is, it comes from the actual game when Outbreak Day actually happened. And since then, it's become somewhat of a celebration for news and appreciation for the fan base. I did a review on The Last of Us 2. I know a lot of people did. Brent did one for the channel as well. I'll post a link to both of those in the description below. You should definitely check them out. They're worth watching. Last of Us 2, very divisive, very, very polarizing to a lot of people. But the one thing that hasn't changed is Naughty Dog's passion for their fan base. And honestly, I kind of wish more game studios would follow suit with this. Unfortunately, in the world we live in now, a lot of games come out and they're hot topic for a week or so until the next big thing happens and everybody moves on and forgets about it. But I have to give credit to Naughty Dog and Last of Us Day. They do keep bringing the discussion back, at least on an annual basis, to their hot IP and to kind of everything that made them and, a lot of kind of give back to the community. So, unfortunately, this year there wasn't a huge announcement, not like some crazy new game mode or some fascinating live stream or anything like that. But it is still cool, and I thought we would go through it because, the world needs more feel good stories. And I think this is actually kind of neat what they're doing. So, what they're doing this year, they have a couple things going on. They've done a lot of partnerships with various vendors. So they have a whole storefront now dedicated to lots of different things. One of the things that they're promoting here is a original vinyl soundtrack of Last of Us, and you could see some of the cover art there, which is kind of neat. They're also selling those posters standalone as well on the side. They're giving away every theme ever and every avatar ever for free if you own a PlayStation 4. Obviously, that's how you played Last of Us. Hopefully, you have a PlayStation 4. But you're going to be able to pick up every theme that you want and all the different character icons for your portrait, which is really kind of cool. They're just showing off one of them here, but that link will take you to the official PlayStation store where you can get them all for your console. Then they have this kind of interesting thing, this cosplay guide. This is kind of in a way of them starting to acknowledge some of the individual fans who cosplay these characters. Down towards the bottom of the page, you'll also see there is some original art that people have submitted and has been chosen to be kind of highlighted, which is cool. They also have some statues, and they've partnered with a couple different vendors this time. You could see two different styles here. I like these statues, honestly. Kind of in hindsight, I kind of wish this was the featured statue instead of the one from the Last of Us 2 Collector Edition that I picked up. I think this one looks a lot cooler. I like the action pose better. It doesn't have that gaudy Last of Us 2 title on the base, as you guys know, something I hate. And if you're a fan of Joel, they do have a Joel statue here. This obviously from the original Last of Us. You see the part 1 and part 2 here. So this is obviously a young Ellie with Joel. Here she is, battle hardened in combat. One with a pretty nasty looking machete, and then one with her signature bow and arrow. They did some really cool thing as well. They did a cross with Kojima Productions. Hopefully, this art style looks very familiar to you. This is definitely very Metal Gear Solid-esque, and that's exactly right because this is basically that style of art, but they put together a really cool looking wallpaper, which I have downloaded. I think it's beautiful. I love this art style. Just, I don't know, it's the way it's minimalist and yet it's extremely detailed all at once. It's got a lot of really hard sketch lines to it. And as I've started to transition more into drawing on my own, I think I have a deeper appreciation for this. But if you're a fan of Metal Gear Solid, you're going to instantly recognize that art style and you're going to be stoked for it. They also have links here to different types of merchandise, of Firefly shirts, of Switchblade. They got the infamous guitar that is featured prominently in the sequel. They also have the PlayStation Gear store link where they're selling some other shirts. They have backpacks, pins, coffee cups, different sorts of things. And they mention here not much news yet, other than they are working on a board game. So there will be a board game coming soon. And then they have, which I think is actually kind of funny. We'll take a look at these really quickly. They've also partnered essentially with Giphy on their official Last of Us, channel page to include a list of all of the Last of Us gifts. So some of these you may recognize from pop culture. This one really makes me laugh, I think, the hardest. But if you want to impress your friends with some gifts, here you guys have those as well, which is pretty cool. And then they have some deals going on, as kind of already indicated above. But with the various stores they have sales on the games, on different types of bundles, sticker sets, DLC, avatars, themes. As I mentioned, those are all free. Certain products are a reduced price depending on what store you get them from, primarily the PlayStation Gear store. And then they featured some really cool cosplay photos here, some original art here, and tattoos and that sort of thing. And there's more screenshots there. And then if you're curious to see kind of what they've done in the past, you can go and kind of have like a little virtual time capsule of kind of what everything's been going on. So kind of a neat little page to explore, just kind of reflect on the game. With the game awards coming up very soon, I know Jeff Keighley has announced they will be returning this year. I fully expect this game to be featured prominently. Will it win or not? Obviously, that's up for the fans to decide. But, beautiful technical game, no doubt about it. Very, very loyal fan base, definitely in the first one. Second one, a little more polarizing. But regardless, I think it's cool that they're kind of taking a moment back to continue tradition, to continue Last of Us Day, and to give away some, digital goodies. I think that's kind of neat. I think we all kind of wanted, a factions mode and some other really high powered DLC, but unfortunately not in the cards this year. But doesn't mean we can't celebrate and reflect on a very, very interesting game, 2020. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Links to everything I mentioned, plus those reviews I aforementioned between myself and Brent, will be in the description below. So check those out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.